So what is VIPKid? I'm here to help answer some of the basic questions you might have about VIPKid in as little time and as fast as possible, so stick around. The first thing that you need to know about VIPKid is exactly what it is. It's an online teaching platform, so you can teach from your home or anywhere that has internet access. And it's an English teaching platform, so you can help Chinese kids learn to speak English. It's a one-on-one classroom, so you're just going to have one child in a class at a time. You're not going to have a whole classroom full of students. So it's basically like tutoring, just online tutoring. And you're going to have a flipped classroom. If you don't know what a flipped classroom is, it's when you want the child to do most of the talking. Instead of the teacher being the one who is teaching and talking the whole time, you're just going to demonstrate and show the child what they should be doing, and you want the child to do majority of the talking. When they're very young, the young children are going to do 50-50. You're just going to say something, they're going to repeat, or ask a very simple question, they're going to give you a simple answer. And the older students, then it's going to be about 75% you want them talking, so you just ask them lots of questions and try to get them talking and get the conversation flowing, with them being the dominant one. Each class is about 25 minutes long. You can go a little bit longer if you need to, or if there's some IT problems. Between your classes you have a 5-minute break, so 25 to 30 or 55 to the next hour. You have the 5 minutes to give parent feedback. You're supposed to just write to the parents and tell them how their child did in class. It really doesn't have to be more than like 3 to 5 sentences. That's how long mine usually are. And you can easily do that within 2 to 3 minutes. Sometimes you might want to take a little bit longer just because you had a specific issue in that class, and you might want to wait until after your period of classes or your series of classes is done. An important thing to factor into your decision and whether you want to sign up for VIPKid or if it's right for you is to know the hours. Especially if you have an outside job, you want to know if this is going to be something that you can actually adjust your schedule to. So VIPKid is very flexible, but when you first get started, you do need to have a very open time frame just in order for you to get students to book you, because parents like to see that you have a lot of availability if they don't know who you are. So what time can you actually book? I'm in the central time zone, so for me it's from 8 p.m. until 9 a.m. That's during the summer months. And then once time change hits, because China doesn't have time change, then it switches to 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. And as I said before, you can pick your own hours, but you do want to be open in the beginning. Let's talk about pay. This is something everyone wants to know, right? So the base pay for every class we're talking, and every class, remember, is 25 minutes. So the base pay for each class is $7 to $9. You can get $10 a class, but you're not going to start off doing that. They don't hire people on. It's only going to be up to $9. However, you do get incentives. So you can get $2 extra per class. If you complete all of your classes, you just show up on time and you do your parent feedback on time, then you get an extra $1 per class per month. If you teach 45 or more classes per month, then you get an extra $1 per class. If you teach, let me think, 30 to 44 classes, that is 50 cents per class that you get in that month. So you could be making up to $22 an hour. Remember, that is if you really impress them during the interview and mock class sessions. You also get an extra bonus and an extra incentive if you refer people. So if you use my link that I'm going to list down below, then I will get a little extra bonus for referring you to VIPKid. So if you know someone, if you have a friend that you know who does VIPKid, then go up to them and ask if you can use their referral link. Because more than likely, there's a lot of teachers who are not going to try to push VIPKid on you, and they're not going to try to really be the salesperson. I know personally I'm like that. I don't like to just push this on everyone. So definitely go up to your friends and ask them if you have any questions. I'm sure any VIPKid teacher you know would love to give you more information. And the pay is, of course, monthly. It comes between, I think, the 10th and the 15th of every month, and it's direct deposit into your bank, and you'll give them your bank information, of course. Taxes are a little tricky to me. My husband handles the taxes. All I know is that VIPKid does not take out any taxes, so you have to do all of that. But they will send you the tax form during tax time, the form that you need in order to get all of that straightened out. That's all I know about. It is wise to set aside 20 to 30% of your pay for during the tax season. Let's go into a few other facts before we go into the hiring process and what that entails. The VIPKID has their own platform for the learning. You don't have to use Skype or anything like that. You also don't have to do any lesson preparation, which is super nice. All it is a PowerPoint that you're going to be going through. It automatically is in the class. You just have to click a few buttons in order to load it, and it'll be right there. So the night before, it pops up 24 hours in advance and on your phone. Then the night before, you can just go through it and see exactly what you're teaching, pull out any props if you need those, and voila, you are ready for class the next morning. Parent communication is one thing that's very difficult for teachers, and guess what? You do not have very much parent communication at all. Besides for like the 3 to 5 sentences that you give parents after each class telling them how their child did, that's pretty much all the parent communication you're going to have. Unless you decide to get on social media. A lot of teachers, once they start teaching regular students, like to get on WeChat and other platforms, and they like to communicate with the parents and actually become friends with them, which is really cool. But that is definitely up to you and what you decide to do. However, you do get Apple scores. So you could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apples, of course, and that's your rating, kind of like you would rate a product on Amazon. And a great way to think of yourself is you will be a product on VIPKID, not on Amazon, but you're going to be a product for these parents, and they're going to be looking at you, they're going to be reading other parents' reviews. Sometimes the parents actually use those reviews to communicate with you and say, oh yeah, my child really liked this part of the lesson. So another question you might have is, do I get to choose my students? Do I get regular students all the time? Do I get repeat students? Are they going to be with me permanently? I know it is like that on a few other Chinese learning platforms. You get some students assigned to you and then you have them regularly. But it's not like that with VIPKID. The students actually, and students and parents, get to scroll through thousands of teachers, and they can pick whoever they think has the best profile picture, bio, video. If you want to learn more about how to make your profile really pop and just be awesome so parents book you, then watch this video. I'll link it down below and up above. And the last thing that I want to cover is the way you communicate with the students. I had someone ask me, so do you actually have to talk slow? Yes, you do have to talk slow because they are English learners. Kind of like when you're talking to a 2 or 3-year-old who is just learning English, or learning how to speak English at least, you have to talk a little bit slower. You're not going to be talking rapidly and fast like you would to an adult. They are English learners, so you do have to try to articulate a lot. So the hiring process. The process is a little bit different than when I was hired a while back in August. The basic steps are all the same. It's just once you get hired, some things have changed. So I'll go through the basic steps that are all the same. So first you have your application. You have to send in your resume and just tell them a little bit about yourself. You have to have a bachelor's degree. You have to have stable internet, and you have to have teaching experience. Really play up your teaching experience. I cannot tell you how important this is. You want to think of any possible contact you had with children pretty much. When I was going through my interview, I said that I had 8 years of teaching experience. I'm only 25, but I had a lot of experience teaching kids through high school and even before that, honestly. But I just did high school and college, and then I was in a classroom for 1.5 years. It was 8 years total that I had some good, solid teaching experience. So any experience you have teaching Sunday school, teaching your kids, babysitting, anything, go ahead and try to combine that into years of experience, because parents will love that, and VIPKID might pay you more money. So then you will go on to your interview. You can have an interview, or you can actually record yourself teaching and send that in. Personally, I like the interview. That's what I chose, because you can actually ask your interviewer the questions that you might have about VIPKID then. After your interview, then they'll tell you how you did in an email, and then they'll give you several videos to watch and probably some quizzes. I don't remember exactly how all of that goes, but you'll have to learn a lot about VIPKID and just the way that they want you to teach. After you go through all of that, then you will go into your mock 1, and you will have to give a little teaching blurb. I think it's about 20 minutes. And there's all sorts of videos out there on YouTube about that, so go watch a few of those. Sometimes you might have to do a mock 2. Or, I think this is how it goes now, you can go to a class and you can sit in an online class, of course, and you can learn with a bunch of other teachers the things that they want you to learn. And then from there, you can actually take quizzes and read more, and you can become certified to teach different levels from there. After you go through that class with other teachers, or you do a mock 2, then you sign your contract. So that's pretty much the basics of VIPKID. I hope this video was informative and you know now whether VIPKID is a good fit for you or not. If you have any other questions, please message me on Facebook. My Facebook link is down below. Or, like I said, if you have a friend that you know that teaches VIPKID, please go to them. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative and helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up so I know that I was able to help some people out there. Hopefully I will see you in my next video. If you hit subscribe, make sure you hit the bell button also, so I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!